Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Evan Irani. It's New Year's Eve and we've got some rain on the way over the course of the next several days. It looks like after today going into New Year's Day itself, we'll be carrying on over daily rain opportunities for the next 7 to 10 days in many cases. But sights are set on where we are right now. A lot of celebrations upcoming from New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, and that's where we have concerns related to rain. As we head through the next 12 hours, you can see how between about noon and 3 p.m. that chance for rain climbs up to about 100%, meaning we've got a pretty widespread cell that will be arriving through the day on Wednesday. And then as we get into Wednesday night, New Year's Eve night, we've got those rain chances starting to dwindle a bit. We're still at about a 40 to 50% chance, which means that it is quite literally anyone's guess as to whether or not we'll still be seeing those active showers as we count in the new year. But what we've noticed is that these models have started to trend downward in terms of what we'll see at the midnight hour, which means a lot of us will be dry. We won't have those active showers counting in. As we get into early tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, we have a little bit more active of weather in the forecast, so do anticipate that we'll have those lighter, smaller bands arrive first, and then smaller, moderate bands in the forecast. We'll kind of dive into each of those details in just a bit. To set the stage a little bit wider, flood watch is in effect for LA County, Orange County, all the way up to Santa Barbara, really. Much of the bite from Southern California all the way to the international border is going to see a lot of that wet weather, and a lot more wet weather than what we're expected to see in San Diego, which is why we have no watches, warnings, or advisories in effect. Let's go through the next 48 hours or so to get an idea of what to expect, because all the way through about the next 5 hours going into midday and especially toward the evening, we've got a lot more active weather on the way. All through the morning, we've noticed some light rain, enough to wet the roads for sure, but not really enough to measure. We are expecting to be able to measure this. This is closer to about noon to 3 p.m. And then as you can see, all the way going into 4 p.m., we've still got more of that on the way. Areas of yellow indicating areas of moderate activity. It's not going to last for long. It's again about that noon to 4 p.m. stretch before things start to taper off and give us this break. This is 7:30. A lot of festivities getting underway, people heading out, spending time outdoors. And we'll be dry for the most part. Unless you're out in Pine Valley through about the Imperial County border, there's really no wet weather to note going from about 6 p.m. all the way through maybe even 10, 11 p.m. We'll pause this at about 3 a.m. You can see what things look like going through that time frame. That means that is there a guarantee that you have rain on you as we count into midnight? No, not any guarantee there. There is, however, a chance, about a 40 to 50% chance that a quick moving, on-off, sporadic shower passes overhead. We are expecting about a 1/4 of an inch to come down through the day today, and then for things to pick up again tomorrow. You see that kind of orange and red and those hues passing on shore through Thursday morning, tapering off closer to Thursday afternoon. You can see how much less of that activity is going to be in store by 3 p.m. on New Year's Day. So what we see after that is a little bit of a lull. That gives us a break on Friday. Chances for rain start to drop down pretty significantly to just about 15%. But we're watching as repeated troughs of low pressure are stacked across the Pacific, prepared to bring us daily opportunities for rain. So today and tomorrow, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, right here, that's that first storm. We get a lull, and then we'll see another storm start to build through Sunday. Looks like we'll get another little break on Monday, and then activity picks up again going into Tuesday. Doesn't really start to drop down more significantly until we get to the end of next week, and even there, we still have a question mark, which means that we very well have a chance of heading into the first 7 days of rain with measurable opportunities for rain each day. There's even a chance that we head into the first 10 days of January with those measurable opportunities for rain. We'll keep tabs on it, but again, for now, right now, the best opportunity for drier skies, for no wet weather, would be Friday. That's where we get a little bit of a lull before things pick up again. Most of these rainfall estimates through the early morning hours of Thursday, if you're out till, say, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., we should have, at that point, have recorded about a 1/4 of an inch up to maybe 1/2 an inch max. I've started to see some of these models trend downward, so that would lead us to believe there are going to be some forecast models that put us at about 1/4 of an inch at that time, as opposed to this 1/2 inch. When we run through the day on Thursday into early Friday, we add on another 3/4 of an inch, which means that some spots could be upwards of an inch, others could be hanging out at about 8/10 in El Cajon and Alpine, less than an inch total in this 2-day stretch. 1.4 inches in Carlsbad and Oceanside, 1.2 in Escondido, and 1.7, a little bit heavier up in Fallbrook at Palomar Mountain. I don't want to say that we're not going to have some opportunities, especially going into Thursday morning, for those moderate to heavy downpours, maybe even a quick moving thunderstorm or two, but that chance is much more diminished than what we see as the next couple of days progress with those lighter showers. That seems to be what we'll be picking up on. The lighter bands that are off and on all the way through the afternoon today, in particular that noon to 4 p.m. stretch, and then again going into tomorrow morning. So on that 7-day forecast, we've highlighted today and tomorrow as weather impact alert days. What that means is that you may want to adjust outdoor plans that you have because of the possibility of rain in the forecast. If your outdoor activities are going to involve just kind of jogging to the trolley or to the Uber, you should be able to get in the clear with just a few showers, as long as you can manage just a little bit of light rain on you. But if your entire evening is outside, well, that's when I would suggest a jacket with a hood, maybe even an umbrella to take with you. Temperatures are dipping down from where they were over the last couple days. We retreated to some nice and warm weather in Santa Ana's. Now we're dropping. So we shouldn't have as many 70s in play today as we did yesterday, and we definitely won't have as many tomorrow. All the way through the middle of next week with those daily rain chances, you can see how temperatures are in the mid-60s. Across our inland valleys, we'll be seeing that chance for rain jump to 80% by Sunday. So you see that lull on Friday, only a 10% chance, climbing to 80 by Sunday, and then staying elevated through Monday and Tuesday of next week. Temperatures also in the mid-60s by that time frame. Across our mountains and deserts, because this is a system coming from the south of us moving north, we are seeing it bring warm temperatures, and I know it sounds weird to say considering this does involve a cool down, but typically a storm like this in the winter season would take our mountains to the, I'd say 30s overnight, allowing for some snow. There's no snow in our future forecast models in the next 7 days across our local mountains. We stay above freezing across the board. Even those overnight lows are barely hitting the upper 30s. So it's a rain event for our local mountains. Our deserts are going to pick up on lighter accumulations. And as you can see, plenty of opportunities involved for some sun breaks moving forward too. So as we go into the next 7 days, be prepared for us to encounter a much more wet start to the new year. We still have abnormally dry conditions according to our drought monitor, so we could use some of that rain, and our water year has been very good to us, but we are always happy to see some additions and a surplus on that, considering we ended the previous water year with about 40% deficit. So the rain can help us out. It could be an enormous help to Mother Nature out there, but please be prepared for what those weather conditions consist of if you're spending time outside over the next 12 and 24 hours, which we know a lot of people are with those New Year's Eve and New Year's Day celebrations. Enjoy it. Have a safe one. Remember, CBS8.com has a lot more of those resources. You can also download our free CBS 8 streaming channel on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV for the latest. In the meantime, I'm Evan Arani. Have a fantastic New Year.